And he won the case. How bad is the DA if he I wouldn't have put any witnesses on stand. I wouldn't present any evidence. I would just go to the jury and be like, you're not going to believe this one. He did not shoot his wife with his gun. Wait, it gets better. Wait. Because he had to go in the restaurant to get his gun. The only other evidence I have to present, we're going to watch the movie Lost Highway. And then he would have been convicted. Absolutely. You saw that movie, he's the spawn of Satan in that movie. I don't care. Like, speaking of spawn of Satan, I used to wait tables at Denny's. Denny's was accused of racial discrimination. I had nothing to do with it. Just in case there's any doubts. I had nothing to do with it. But they went to me and they said, Marks, here's our plan to get African Americans back to Denny's. Denny's sponsored the Harlem Globetrotters. They had in the paper, Denny's sponsored the Harlem Globetrotters. They had 2 of the Harlem Globetrotters sitting at a Denny's. They weren't served, but they were sitting at a Denny's. It was very nice. And then it was weird because they said, this is what we want you to do. We want you to sell the Harlem Globetrotters basketballs table to table. I said, you want me to go to a family of black people and say, would you like to buy a basketball? What promotions were turned down? Free grits on Friday night? What was turned down? Anyway, I have more to that. But when I was waiting tables, there was a 94-year-old woman that had a crush on me. Now, she was a really cute 94-year-old. You know her. She didn't look a day over 83. She was hot, I'm telling you. She would come up to me, she's like, oh, that's the cute one that I like. With the makeup stripe around his eyes, that one, the goth one, that's the one I like. 94 years old. She told me she was an Olympic gymnastics champion. Which normally guys, when a girl tells you that she's been in gymnastics, boing! Not when they're 94 years old. And they were in the Olympics in 1918. It's not a turn on them. So the last day of work, I'm like, it's really been nice serving you. She grabs my hand, slams it into her 94-year-old bosom. I haven't felt too many 94-year-old bosoms, folks. I gotta tell you. It wasn't that bad, I gotta tell you. I got a quarter erection, and I don't care what anybody says in here, okay? But I've been meeting some strange women lately. I met this woman. She was German. I met her at a goth club. I talked to her. She was beautiful. She was pasty white, low cut, boobies. She had the skirt up, mini skirt. I talked to her, and she's like, I read something like this in Germany. They call me, how you say in English, fucking slut. But here in America, you like it. Yes, we do. We love fucking sluts. We love them from all over the world. We want all the sluts to come over to America. That's what we're here for. We'll give you jobs. I'm sorry. Isn't that what America was built on? Yeah. Bring all your sluts. It may not be funny, but it's the truth, damn it. I don't know. Maybe it's the German accent that confused you, but she came back. She came back to town, and she was staying on the corner of Olympic and Alvarado in downtown Los Angeles. And I said, wow, how's that? She's like, Mark, there are a lot of Spaniards around here. What does muchacha mean? It's crazy. It's weird, the gap. But here's the other thing. I used to date a witch. Anybody date a witch? You dated a witch? Hot. No, you should. It's hot, I'm telling you. And see, because people have this image of witches being gross with the nose and the chin and the warts. No warts. I checked all over. There were no warts. She was hot, I'm telling you. Hot witch. Sex on broomsticks, it was hot. But you gotta be careful. You have to be careful when you're dating a witch. Because she had spells that I was not aware of. Like impotency spells and irritable bowel spells. So I didn't want to mess around with her because I could be walking around limp with a load of crap in my pants. Even more than I do now. That's the last thing I want. The thing with me is, every woman wants to be my friend. I met this girl 2 weeks ago. It's amazing in the last month how many women I've met. I met this girl 2 weeks ago. She said, Mark, I love you like a brother. I said, when you say that, you mean you love me like a really hot black guy you want to have sex with? Or what are you talking about with a brother? When I would go to bars, I was waiting for that. When I go to bars, it was weird because I would always get the wrong number. But I would get creative wrong numbers. I would get like 976 numbers. 867-5309, you ever get that one? I get 555 numbers. A couple weeks ago, this one gave me my number. 818. Hey! It's crazy. I met this girl not so long ago. A couple months ago, we were dating. Things were going well. She flew to Europe, and she was really into me. She was blind and deaf, but she was really into me, right? It was weird. She was younger than me, and she told me she was 22. You know, because I'm 28. So, she told me, Mark, I'm so glad to be going out with you because I love older men. Like Patrick Stewart's. Like Tommy Lee Jones. Am I that decrepit that I'm compared to Tommy Lee Jones? And then she said, you know who's the hottest guy in the world today?
Brad Pitt.
Not Brad Pitt.
David Hasselhoff.
Not David Hasselhoff. Close.
George Clooney. George Lopez.
Maybe I could remind you I'm doing a comedy routine. And these will be rhetorical questions on the way to the rest of the bits. You're wrong on all counts. She said Sean Connery. She said Sean Connery's the hottest guy. Sean Connery has liver spots on the top of his bald head, okay? That's not hot. Sean Connery hasn't taken a solid bowel movement since The Untouchables. That was 87. That's not hot. You can cut Sean Connery's ball sack in half and count the rings. The man is not hot. He's not hot. I'm sorry, go ahead, get mouthy. Go ahead, say it. What were you going to say?
The saggier, the better.
You would know. You're not wearing a corset tonight, I can tell. So, I'm kidding. I don't even know what that was. That was probably the host. Anyway, that was probably the light. Anyway, so I was... No, but it's interesting. No, but I met this girl. She was really into me, but she had to go. She had to go off to college. She had to go to Europe. So it was weird because I came home one night, and on my bed was not a belch. It was a love note with flowers.
Aww.
She had put a love note on my bed, but didn't make the bed. You know, the love note is sweet. That's so nice. It's such a great sentiment. Well, could you make the goddamn bed? Now I got seeds and dirt on the bed on top of a messy bed. All you had to do was just wipe the sheets and put it on my dresser. But no, she puts it right on the pillow. So I got rose petals in my ear the next day at work. It was nice though. Nobody's ever done that for me before. The closest is when I got a Valentine's in 6th grade. The Valentine read, Mark, the only reason I'm doing that, I'm writing you this Valentine, is because the teacher made me. You stink, Cheryl. That was the one. Yeah, so it's when you look like me and then you put makeup on, it doesn't quite help. So, but anyway, you guys have been a good crowd, I gotta tell you. Except for you with the gassiness, but that's okay. We can look past that. But yeah, it took me a while. You know, it was weird. I'm glad that relationship went well because I ended one before that didn't go so well. It was good, and then we broke up. And then I met her New Year's Eve. I saw her at a club. I'm like, hey, it's nice seeing you again. We're talking a little bit. That's not the funny part. I said, man. Up the lithium dose a little bit, please. Trust me on this one. Wow, I don't know what drugs are they feeding this audience? I don't know what's going on. See, I don't need drugs.
Chronic.
I'm sorry, you're on what? Chronic?
Yup.
I never heard of yield. I don't know. I've seen every cheese and chocolate movie. I never heard of yield. What is that? Is that like some new hillbilly drug? You do that in Rise of Girls? Yield. I don't know what. God, that yo, yield. Crazy. I don't need drugs. I don't do drugs. Like I need marijuana to get the munchies. I don't need it. I got the munchies anyway, I'm lazy. But this girl, I met her on New Year's. I said, you know, it's nice seeing you again. And I went in to hug her. That's not the funny part either. I said, you know, just a nice New Year's hug, you know? A nice New Year's hug. And she said, no, I'm not going to hug you. Shake my hand. Shake my hand? Weren't you just licking up and down my penis like 2 months ago? Shake my hand? Look. Oh, man. Now that's a relationship that went bad.
Oh.
I don't know. It's weird, you know? It's weird when you're me. But, no, you know it's weird? Because I got women here in the audience, and that doesn't happen too often. So let me tell you something. Before I go, let me give you a bit of advice. Because I know you subscribe to Cosmopolitan magazine. Right? Who reads Cosmopolitan magazine? This belchy, crazy section over here.
Yeah.
You read Cosmopolitan. And I know why you're laughing so hard, because you're looking at this month's issue. Because they have to say that, and you read Cosmopolitan magazine for advice on men. That's the wrong magazine to get advice on men. They have the same article every month. What do men want? Do we need a magazine for this? We want sex. That's what we want.
We read Maxim.
I'm sorry?
We read Maxim.
You read Maxim.
That's
See, that's smart.
Yeah.
Because they don't have articles like, going back to my comedy bit, how to keep a man happy. Have sex with us. That will keep us happy. Men are a step above chimp. It was pizza, beer, and oral sex. We're set for a month. And then the ultimate one, the male G-spot. Ladies, the male G-spot's right here, okay? There's no magical spot up our ass that you're going to hit. That's gonna do it. This woman tried to stick her finger up my butt once. I said, whoa, what are you doing? She's like, I'm just trying to massage your balls. From the inside, what are you doing? One last piece of advice before I go. Ladies, if you want to have the best sex you've ever had in your life, date an ugly man. The uglier, the better. It's true. You're talking about Brad Pitt, whoever else you were talking about were hot guys. They will not work it like we will.
Are you free?
Am I free? It doesn't get much uglier than that, but we'll talk after the show. If there's anything other than butt whiteness I like in a woman, it's a woman that belches like you do. So I'm going to be on that account. But let me tell you something. I am a tremendous lover. I gave my ex-girlfriend the biggest orgasm she ever had in her life, and I know she wasn't faking, because her nose started to bleed. There's no way you can top that, or that's what I thought. I had sex with another girl, short time afterwards, chest pains. Now I know you're looking at me going, yeah, if you were on top, I'd have chest pains too. That's not the reason. Because I wasn't on top. I was down below for 3 hours. We will give you oral sex for 3 hours. And let me tell you why. Because we have to. You go out with a good-looking guy. All the girls are like, oh, of course, you're going out with a good-looking guy. You come home with somebody like me, you have to have a story. You have to have justification. And also, we also need 3 hours to hide our face. Thanks for laughing over that one. We need 3 hours to hide our face. We need to hide our face for 3 hours. It was better when you were belching. Anyway, let me tell you something. You guys have been a tremendous crowd. We got some good show coming out for you.